The Conservationist Nadine Gordimer, who was born in 1923 and who died in the year 2014. Nadine Gordimer, South African novelist, short story writer, was also a political activist. She received Nobel Prize for Literature in 1991. She was active in anti-apartheid movement and her writings helped abolishing apartheid in South Africa. Nadine Gordimer's The Conservationist, that was published in 1974, that won Booker Prize, was banned in South Africa because of its critique of apartheid. The characters and events portrayed in this novel imbued with symbolic significance. Moreover, Gordimer delineates the lifestyle of a particular rung of white Johannesburg society through the protagonist of this novel. Mering is a 49-year-old industrialist and financier who buys a 400-acre farm located 25 miles away from the city. As he needs the farm productive, he practices conservation. Though he learns much about agriculture and husbandry, he is only a weekend farmer. There is Jacobus, the black chief herdsman, who looks after the farm, cattle, and machinery. Terry, an estranged teenage son of Mering, leaves South Africa to join his mother, who is in New York, as he doesn't want to serve his term in the army. If he stays in South Africa, he should have the term. His ex-wife has left South Africa, having realized the loss of white minority rule and the collapse of apartheid in future. In her absence, he has many mistresses, among them Antonia, a liberal activist, was one with whom he had a long-term relationship. Actually, she didn't like the deplorable conditions of his workers in the farm. Antonia, too, left him soon. Much of this novel consists of Mering's stream of consciousness. Mering discusses the routine farm works with Jacobus. All the emergencies caused by drought and fire are managed well by Jacobus. One day, a black man is found dead in the property. Without having any investigation, the white police asked them to bury that body there. Once, Mering spends a New Year Eve alone at the farm. He gives his workers a single slab of meat then. As they don't have a place to store, a dog steals it. Though he sees them beat the dog to get it back and fail in their attempt, he doesn't buy a new slab. Then once he spends an entire plane ride touching a teenage girl next to him. Though she screams for her mother's help on landing time, he escapes using his power and status. He criticizes his female workers for being late to work without considering their tending their children during that time. Then once, when he walks by the river alone, he gets his foot struck in the deep mud. Mering thinks that the dead man has grabbed at his foot Actually, on the few occasions each year when Mering has the company of his son in the farm, he doesn't try to overcome the barriers between them. His son, like his ex wife and lover, doesn't believe that apartheid and white privilege can survive for long. Then the wet season starts. The rain starts and it doesn't stop for 2 weeks. As the road to the farm is washed out, he is in panic. In the final chapter of the novel, the unidentified body that was buried in the farm is brought to the surface by flooding. Jacobus makes the black workers get a coffin and give the man a proper burial. In the meantime, Mering is engaged in another of his faceless sexual encounters. He picks up a young woman on the way to work. She leads him to a remote area under a bridge. No sooner had he realized that it was a trap on seeing two men there than he escaped from that place. As there are chances to continue similar things in future, Mering will definitely be killed and won't get a decent burial sometimes. The people like him in South Africa will definitely have ignoble ends. Their claim to the land of South Africa is only momentary. Gordimer suggests that the unknown black man, whose body buried there in the farm, has more of a claim to the land than Merin has. That is why she has made Mering's ex-wife say in the novel, that bit of paper you bought yourself from the deeds office isn't going to be valid for as long as another generation. The blacks will tear up your bit of paper. No one will remember where you are buried.